At 92, section R.3, operation with decimal and percent. So here we want to determine the place value of a number. There is a table here that for the third number or place of the third digit is 100 places. Fourth one is tens, ones, and then the period or the dot, which is where the decimal point is. Any number after the decimal point, if it's whether it's the first digit or second digit, this is the term that we are using. So we go through the example, then you understand this better. So here, identify the digit in each number that has a given place value. Okay, so what is the decimal point? Decimal point is located right after the first digits. Right after the first digit, it's your decimal. Identify the digit in each number that has a given place value. Where is the 100 place? After the decimal, the second one is the 100th places. You see that? This is a decimal point. So after the decimal point, the second number, whatever the second number is located at 100th place. So here, again, the question is, which number is in 100th place? Which number here is in 100th place? The second one, which is after the decimal. After the decimal, you have two numbers. The second one, 2, is your 100th place. See, the digit in the 100th place is 2. Next example, find the 1000th place. Again, 1000th place is the third number after the decimal. After the decimal point, you count 1, 2, 3. The number that is located in 3 digits after the decimal is in 1000th place. So in that case, here, after the decimal, 1, 2, 3, 0 is in the third place. So the digit in the 1000th place is 0, which is right here. Okay. Now, next is how to writing a decimal in fractional form. Like I have 0.25. I want to write this decimal number in the fractional form. So what you do is you draw a fraction bar and you see how many numbers are after the decimal. After the decimal, there are two numbers, 1, 2. So you put here 2, 0, which when you reduce it is 1/4. Means 25 divided by 25 is 1, 100 divided by 25 is 4. Okay? So again, what you do is what? You 1.6. 1.6, this 0.6 is 6/10. Again, so here, if you have 0.6, okay, you write a 6 at the top. At the bottom, how many 0 I put after 1? There is just one digit after the decimal. You put 0. Let's say you have 0.75. You write 75 at the top, 1. How many 0 after 1? After the decimal, there is 1, 2. So you put 2 here. Okay. 0.1437. You write the whole number. How many 0 after 1? After the decimal, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So what we do here is 0.6 itself. 0.6 is 6/10. And then you just simplify it because 6 and 10 both are divisible by 2. Like here, 0.42. 0.042, again, let's write it here. 0.042. The number you have, you write that. There is no point to put that 0 because it's meaningless. So you just put 42. Put 1. How many zeros? After the decimal, you have 1, 2, 3. You put 3, 0 here. So that's what you have here. 0.042 is 42 divided by 1,000. And then you simplify 42 divided by 2. 1,000 divided by 2 is 21 over 500. Again, 2.67. Okay, 2.67. You could write it as 2 plus 0.67 if you want. And this one is 67 over 100. And you have 2. So here you have 2 and 67 over 100. Now write each fraction in the decimal form. Basically, since you're using the calculator, this part is very easy to do. You could just use your calculator. But here, if you want to do hand calculations and you don't want to use the calculator, that's how you do it. It means you take the 4 and divide by 5, and you do the long divisions. So what happened is, then you get 0.8. Okay. Or if you want to take 3 divided by 8, you end up having 0.375. But this part, again, since you are allowed to use the calculator, make more sense to just use it rather than go through this calculation. But you need to understand how to do the hand calculations, just in case you don't have any access to the calculator. 1 over 3. 1 over 3, when you divide, when you take these two numbers and divide 1 divided by 3, something like this, 0.3333, blah, blah, blah. When you see a number is repeated, then what we do is we just write it as 0.3 and we put a bar. That bar is indication that 3 is repeated infinite. Okay, so like if you have something like 0.45, 45, 45, 45, and so on, 45 is repeated infinite, right? So you just write it as 0.45 and then you put a bar at the top. That's what the bar means, at the top of the number. The next is how you round a decimal number. Rounding a decimal. Decimals are sometimes rounded to a given place value. Some people, when grocery shopping, will keep a running tally in their head to estimate how much money they're spending. Instead of remembering that item costs $2.99, many people will round it to $3. So what you do is your mind, your $2.99, you round it up to 3. This is how to round the decimal. Okay. Now, steps to round a decimal to a given place value. Underline the given place value in the number. Look at the digit directly to the right of underlined place. If the digit is 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, then delete all the digits. Okay, what it is this. Let's say here you have these numbers. You want to round 1.69 to the 10th place. When they say 10 place, let's look at the very first one. What was 10 place? 10 place was one digit after the decimal. 10 place was one digit after the decimal, right? So, sorry, go over this page real quick. Okay. So that means you want to run right here between 6 and 9, okay? You want to run that. Now, so if I have 1.69 and I want to write just one digit after the decimal, means I want to put it right here. I want to put the decimal right here. In that case, if the number, you want to put a decimal here. If the number after this decimal is 5 and above, like this, then you add one digit to this. So rounding this is 1.70. Let's say you have something like this, 2.34, okay? And you want to bring this decimal to the 10th. You want to put it right here. Or you want to just run these numbers. You want to run these numbers, right? After the 3, if this number is 5 and or 5 or greater, then you add 1 to this. But here, after 3, the number is not 5, is less than 5. So in that case, to run this, you just write 2.3. You don't have to add 1 to this. Okay, let's say 2.78. You want to run right here. After 7, this number is greater than 5. So when you run it, you add 1 to this, so it would be 2.8. I want to 32.75. I want to run these numbers. After 7, you have 5. If the number is 5 and above, then you add 1 to this. So this would be 32.8. Means if you want to run to the 10th, the number after this, if it's 5 or greater, then you add 1 to that one. That's how it works. Like here, 1.74. You want to round it here, right? After 7 is 4, so you don't have to add anything. You just write 1.7. And this is what you have here. 11.05. 11.05, you want to the one place. You want to round it to the one place. Okay, what is one place here? Then you go back to this table. It's better to print a copy of this place. What is one place? One place is 1 before the decimal. 1 digit before the decimal, okay? So here, 1 digit before the decimal means right here, before these two 1. So number after 1 is 0, is less than 5. So you just round it to 11. Okay, let's say you have something like that. 13.7, and you want to just run this number. In that case, if you want to run this number, what after this is greater than 5, so you write this as 14. Let's say you have a number like this, 297.8, and you want to run this number. After the 7, it's greater than 5, so write it as 298. Let's say you have 325.18, and you want to run this number. If you want to run this one, number after this is 5. If it's 5 or greater, you just add that to that. Okay, so that's how it works. So like this one, you want to have 0.3691 to the 1000 place. Again, 1000 place means 1000 place means 1, 2, 3 digit after the decimal. So 1000 place means here you want to have right here, right after 9. You want to run 9. To run 9, after 9 you have 1. So we don't add anything to it. Okay. So again, here you have 0.3691, and you want to run these numbers. If you want to run this number after this is less than 5. So you don't have to add anything to it. So you just write 0.369. 16.895, you want to run it to the 100 place. Again, 100 place. Where's 100 place? 100th place. Okay, it is hundredths as a THS, 100th place. So it's this one, right? So it's the second digit after the decimal, second digit after the decimal. So you go here. Second digit after the decimal is what? Is this. Now, you have 16.895, and you want to run these numbers. Here, after this number, after 9 is 5. So you have to add 1 to this. But when you add 1 to this, what's going to happen? It would change 89 to 90 if you add 1 to this. You add 1 to 9, so that let's say you have 0.89 and you put the 1 here, so it would be 90. So when you have 5 add 1 to this number, make it, instead of 89, make it 90. So it's 16.90, okay? Identify the terms. Again, terms are always separated by plus or minus. Remember, you just have one plus here, so there are 2 terms. When you have 2 terms, so what you do is, again, order of multiplication is first. You do this first, and then add. Okay, so you do this one, you multiply these 2, and then, so multiplication is always over addition. You have to do multiplication first. So here we have 1.5 plus 2.6 times 8.4. So you do this first, which is multiplication, and then add to 1.5. Here, the second one, you have plus, minus. Okay, remember terms are separated by plus or minus. So there are 1, 2, 3 terms. We have to do division first. So we do that. It's 2. 7 divided by, and then you have just addition and subtraction. So you just say 2, you subtract 0.67 is 1.33 plus 12. Next subject is the percent. Percent means a part of hundreds or per 100. Per in mathematics means to divide. 1% means 1 divided by 100. Okay, so let's say we ask you to do 25%. 25% means 25 divided by 100, which normally we show it also like this. This symbol means percent. What is 315%, or what is 315%? Again, you write a number and then you divide by 100. So percent always means 1 over 100. So that would make it 3.50. Okay. What is 409.57%? percent. You write the number 4957 divided by 100, which what it does, because there is 20, you just put 20 after 49, you put decimal and then 2 digits. That's what percent. Percent means just divide by 100 always. Like 75% means 75 divided by 100, that if you use your calculator, give you 0.75. This is a decimal. This is how to write it in a percent. Percent, if you want to write it as a fraction, it's like this, the percent symbol, or decimal is like that. %. 40 divided by 100, which 40 and 100, they both are divisible by 20. So when you reduce it, it's 2 over 5. 9%. 9% is 9 divided by 100. And right as a percent, 3 over 20 basically means you are taking 3 over 20 and divide by 100, okay? So there are several ways to do this if you want to write 320 as a percent. So what is 320%? That's the questions. One is you could just use your calculator and just say, all right, let's see what is 3 divided by 200, by 20. 3 divided by 20 is 0.15. So what is 0.15%? We understand percent means you just write a number and divide by 100. So you write the whole things and divide it by 100. That's what percent means. So if here, take that 0.15 and divide by 100, is what? 0.0015. 0.0015. All right, or the way they show it here is you could just say 3 over 20 is what over 100? And then you just take these two and multiply by 5, the way they show it here. That would be 15 over 100, or 15%. Okay, so then we are talking about the real numbers here. The rational numbers, we talk about the rational numbers. And what is rational number? Rational number consists of the set of the numbers that are ratios of integers. Okay, so what's the main difference between rational numbers and the real numbers? Determine said integer or rational numbers. Average monthly charge for the cell phone. Okay, so you have rational numbers and irrational numbers. Rational numbers normally are fractions. Okay, the average monthly balance for the telephone is $55.92, $55.92. So these is the rational numbers, because you would write it as a decimal and also as a fractions. Suppose a plan give 500 minutes per month. That also consider, although it's a whole number, you could write it as 500 over 1. So that considers rational numbers. So basically all the numbers are, you could write it as a fraction, so they are rational numbers. What is irrational numbers? Irrational numbers are the number that would never end. like here. I think this is another example is on this page. Irrational numbers are infinite, non-repeating decimals, like pi. When you use your calculator and you want to find the pi is not just 3.14. It's a number that extends. Like on this calculator, I see that just depends on whatever calculator you're using, but in this one, pi is right here, okay? So I have to use the blue one. So blue, and then pi. Look at the number, 3.1415, they never end. This is rational number. Rational number, irrational number. Irrational numbers are infinite, non-repeating decimal. Another one that we use in the log system is E. E, which is on this type of calculator, is right there. So it would be see, this is another number, E. E is an Neperian number, is 2 points. You see, it never ends. It's infinite number. So E is also one of the irrational numbers. And radical 5. See, these are irrational numbers. So it's infinite decimal come after. Other than that, the rest of numbers are all rational. Here, -5 is integer. Integer also is the rational number. Why? Because you could write it as -5/1. Because we said rational number is a fraction, right? But even the whole number can be a fraction. -5/1 also is -5. 2/5 is a rational number because any fractions is a rational numbers. 0 is a whole number. Is also integer, it's a rational number and real number. Radical 2 is irrational. See, radical 2 never ends. Oops. See, it never ends. So any type of radical like that, but not like this. What is radical 9? Is it irrational? No, because radical 9 is 3. Okay. So what is radical 4? It's 2. It's rational. It's not irrational. Irrational is like this. Radical 7. So what is radical 7? See, it never ends. So that's irrational. Irrational, but these are rational because you can end up having the homework. All right, so I think having this R3 and R4, you should be able to do the homework assignment for that sections.